Nobody expected this situation to escalate so quickly, and honestly, the timing could not be worse for a franchise already facing enormous pressure heading into the new season. What looked like a quiet offseason backup quarterback situation has suddenly turned into one of the most talked about stories in the entire NFL. And now 49ers fans are asking one massive question. What exactly is going on with Mac Jones? When the 49ers originally brought Mac Jones into the organization, many people believed it was one of the smartest low-risk moves in football. This was a former first-round pick, a quarterback who once led the New England Patriots to the playoffs as a rookie, joining one of the best offensive systems in the league under Kyle Shanahan. Fans immediately started imagining the possibilities. Others believed he would become the perfect insurance policy behind Brock Purdy. And some even wondered whether the 49ers had secretly identified Mac Jones as a future starter if anything ever happened to Purdy. But now, everything has changed. According to the latest reports coming out of league circles, multiple teams have shown growing interest in acquiring Mac Jones in a potential trade scenario. And insiders around the NFL are suggesting the 49ers may actually be willing to listen. That's the part nobody expected. Fans thought Mac Jones was locked into the quarterback room for stability and depth. Instead, the possibility of losing him has suddenly become very real, and reactions across social media have been absolutely explosive. Many 49ers fans are stunned because they understand exactly how dangerous quarterback injuries can be in today's NFL. Nobody needs to remind San Francisco supporters what happened during the NFC Championship disaster when the team literally ran out of healthy quarterbacks. That nightmare still lives in the minds of this fan base. So hearing that Mac Jones could potentially be moved has created major concern, especially considering how valuable experienced backup quarterbacks have become across the league. And what makes this story even crazier is the fact that Mac Jones reportedly looked far more comfortable inside Shanahan's offense than many expected during offseason preparations. The structure, the play-action concepts, the quick reads, the timing-based system, everything about the 49ers offense seemed tailor-made for his skill set. Some coaches around the league even believed San Francisco could quietly unlock the version of Mac Jones people saw at Alabama before his NFL struggles began. That's why today's news feels so shocking. And if the 49ers actually entertain those conversations, it could completely change the depth chart and the future plans of the organization. Now here's where things become even more interesting. League insiders are saying several quarterback-needy teams have been monitoring Mac Jones very closely. Teams dealing with uncertainty at the position reportedly see Jones as a potential reclamation project with legitimate upside. Remember, despite all the criticism he received in New England, Mac Jones is still young, still experienced, and still has starting-level talent according to many NFL evaluators. Sometimes a player simply needs a different environment, better coaching, and a fresh start. And let's be honest, few offensive minds in football are more respected than Kyle Shanahan. That alone increased Mac Jones' value the moment he arrived in San Francisco. Many people remember that Kyle Shanahan was heavily connected to Mac Jones during the 2021 NFL draft process. At one point, rumors became so intense that analysts genuinely believed the 49ers would draft Jones with the third overall pick before ultimately selecting Trey Lance instead. That decision changed the direction of the franchise for years. But the fascination with Mac Jones never completely disappeared. So when San Francisco finally acquired him, fans viewed it as Shanahan finally getting the quarterback he once seriously considered. That made the move feel important. It made the story feel unfinished. Instead, now we're hearing trade rumors. And the emotional reactions from fans are understandable. Some supporters are furious because they believe trading Mac Jones would leave the quarterback room dangerously thin behind Brock Purdy. Others think the front office may simply be trying to capitalize on growing league interest while his value is recovering. But no matter how you look at it, this situation has created tension. Because if there's one thing 49ers fans have learned over the last several years, it's that quarterback depth matters more than almost anything else in the NFL. Injuries can happen instantly. One bad hit can change an entire season. And for a team with Super Bowl expectations, having a reliable backup quarterback isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Meanwhile, NFL analysts are divided on whether moving Mac Jones would actually be smart business. Some believe the 49ers should absolutely listen to offers if another team is willing to overpay. After all, Brock Purdy is firmly established as the starter, and San Francisco has other roster needs that could benefit from additional draft capital. If a desperate team offers a solid pick for a backup quarterback, it becomes a difficult opportunity to ignore. But others believe trading him would be incredibly risky. Why? Because Mac Jones may be one of the best backup options the franchise has had in years. Over the past few seasons, he became one of the most criticized young quarterbacks in football. The pressure in New England became overwhelming. Coaching instability hurt his development. The media scrutiny became relentless. And by the end of his Patriots tenure, confidence appeared shattered. Coming to the 49ers felt like a chance to reset everything. Fans started rooting for him again. People wanted to see Shanahan rebuild his career. That's why today's rumors feel sad to many supporters. It feels like the story might end before it even truly begins. And the timing of all this could create even more pressure on the front office, because expectations for the 49ers are sky high. This is not a rebuilding team. This is a roster built to win a championship right now. If the 49ers trade away valuable quarterback depth and later face injuries, criticism would become brutal. At the same time, though, there's another side to the argument. What if Mac Jones himself wants a clearer path to playing time? That possibility is also generating major discussion. Because realistically, Brock Purdy is the guy in San Francisco. He has earned the trust of the organization, the coaching staff, and the locker room. Unless injuries happen, Purdy will remain the starter. That means Mac Jones could spend another season holding a clipboard instead of rebuilding his value on the field. For a competitive former first-round quarterback, that situation may not be ideal. If another team offers him an opportunity to compete for a starting job, it could make sense from his perspective as well. And honestly, there are several franchises around the league where Mac Jones could potentially compete immediately. Injuries, inconsistent quarterback play, and uncertain futures have created openings across the NFL. Teams are always searching for affordable quarterback solutions, especially players with starting experience. That's why the trade rumors are gaining momentum, because the demand for quarterbacks never truly disappears in this league. Just a year ago, many people viewed him as damaged goods. Now, after landing with the 49ers and escaping the chaos surrounding the Patriots' offense, teams suddenly appear intrigued again. It shows how much coaching environment matters in the NFL. And perhaps no coach boosts quarterback perception more than Kyle Shanahan. If Shanahan believes in a quarterback, the rest of the league pays attention. Because teams may believe San Francisco quietly rehabilitated Mac Jones behind the scenes. And if that's true, his value could continue climbing. Imagine him stepping onto the field in Shanahan's offense, executing efficiently, moving the ball, and looking confident again. Suddenly, teams desperate for quarterback help could become aggressive very fast. Meanwhile, 49ers fans remain emotionally divided. One side says keep him no matter what because quarterback depth is too important. The other side says if another team offers meaningful draft compensation, the front office has to consider it. And then there's the emotional factor. Because despite everything, many fans simply feel bad for Mac Jones. From first-round draft pick to one of the most criticized passers in football, to backup reclamation project, and now potentially becoming trade bait again. And throughout all of this, Mac Jones has remained relatively professional and composed publicly. He hasn't created drama. He hasn't attacked coaches. He hasn't exploded in the media. He simply continued working and searching for another opportunity. People admire comeback stories. But the NFL is a business. And sometimes business decisions override emotional narratives. We've seen teams panic before. People forget that Mac Jones once threw for over 3,800 yards as a rookie while helping New England reach the playoffs. That player still exists somewhere. The question has always been whether the right coaching staff can bring him back out again. Some around the league believe Shanahan already has. And if that's true, the 49ers suddenly possess a valuable asset. Imagine Brock Purdy missing time and San Francisco suddenly regretting the decision. Imagine another quarterback crisis during a playoff run. Fans would never forgive the organization if depth became the reason another championship opportunity collapsed. That fear is real, and it explains why reactions today have been so emotional. Social media exploded the moment the rumors surfaced. Some fans called the potential trade a disaster. Others argued it would be smart roster management. Because quarterback drama always dominates NFL headlines, especially when it involves a Super Bowl contender like the 49ers. And perhaps the most surprising aspect of all this is how quickly Mac Jones became an important talking point in San Francisco despite not even playing meaningful snaps yet. The possibility of rebuilding a once promising career. Now, suddenly hearing that story could end before it starts has created disappointment throughout the fan base. At the same time, though, some insiders believe these rumors may simply be exploratory discussions rather than active trade negotiations. Front offices make calls all the time, but once rumors become public, emotions take over. And right now, emotions are running wild among 49ers fans. Because nobody wants uncertainty at quarterback. Not after everything this franchise has experienced. The playoff heartbreaks. Fans finally want consistency and security. That's why the idea of losing a capable backup feels uncomfortable, especially one with Mac Jones' experience level. Now here's another interesting angle. Some analysts believe the 49ers may actually be using these rumors strategically. If teams believe Mac Jones is impressing internally, San Francisco could potentially leverage that interest into future value even if they never intended to trade him immediately. NFL front offices constantly play these games behind the scenes. Creating perceived demand can increase leverage. And with quarterback desperation around the league, timing matters. So even if no trade happens today, this story may continue developing for weeks. And honestly, the uncertainty is what makes this story so fascinating. Because there's still no clear answer. Will the 49ers keep him? Will another team make an aggressive offer? Does Mac Jones himself want a better opportunity elsewhere? Right now, nobody outside league circles truly knows. 49ers fans did not expect to wake up to this kind of news. They expected Mac Jones to quietly strengthen the quarterback room. Instead, he has suddenly become the center of one of the biggest offseason storylines surrounding the franchise. And depending on what happens next, this situation could either become a brilliant piece of roster management or a decision fans regret for a very long time. One injury can alter an entire season. One trade can reshape a locker room. One unexpected move can completely transform championship hopes. and nobody expected the possibility of losing him before the season even starts. Now all eyes are on the 49ers front office to see what happens next. Will they hold on to valuable depth for another Super Bowl push? Or will they capitalize on rising interest and make a move that shocks the NFL world? One thing is certain. This story is far from over. And until an official decision is made, the speculation surrounding Mac Jones will only continue growing louder across the NFL landscape. 49ers fans are nervous. NFL insiders are watching closely. And Mac Jones' future suddenly feels more uncertain than ever before.